Hello students, today our discussion is on the under-reamed pile. So what the under-reamed pile and how is it different from other type of the pile foundation. So under-reamed pile is a cast in situ concrete pile with a enlarged bulb at the bottom made by either cutting or scooping out of the soil or by any other suitable process is called under-reamed pile. Under-reamed pile are also called board cast in situ concrete piles. So you see that in the figure this is a bulb type structure at the bottom of the pile. If there is a one bulb, that is called single under-reamed pile, and there is a two bulb, that is called double under-reamed pile, and there is a more than two bulb, that is called multiple bulb under-reamed pile. तो ये जो अंडर-रिम्ड पाइल है, ये बल्ब को आप कैसे डार्क बना सकते हैं बाय मेड ऑफ आइदर कटिंग एंड स्कूपिंग. So a pile formed in the ground for transmitting the load of the structure to the soil by the resistance developed as at the tip or along its surface of the both is termed as bearing piles. So under-reamed pile are transmitting the load of the structure to the soil by resistance developed on the its tip. तो इसके जो टिप पॉइंट है वहाँ पे जो रेजिस्टेंस डेवलप होगा उसकी वजह से ये जो अपना ट्रांसफ़र ऑफ द सुपर स्ट्रक्चर जो लोड है उसको इस टिप के थ्रू पाइल ट्रांसमिट करते हैं. इफ द पाइल सपोर्ट प्राइमरली बाय रेजिस्टेंस एंड डेवलप एट द पाइल पॉइंट ऑन बेस इट इज रेफर एज द एंड बेयरिंग पाइल. And if the load is separated primarily by friction along its surface, the pile is termed as the friction pile. When it is primarily meant for resisting uplift pull, it is called anchor pile. These are the different kind of conditions according to their use. They are referred as different type of names. So according to Dr. B.C. Poonamiya, Ashok Kumar Jain and Arun Kumar Jain, an under-reamed pile is a cast in situ concrete pile having one or more bulb in its lower portion. This bulb is called an under-ream. When only one bulb is provided at the bottom of the pile, it is known as single under-reamed pile. And when two more bulbs are provided at the bottom, it is known as multiple bulb under-reamed pile. See in this figure, this is superstructure, this is finished floor, and here the piles are bore in the soil and the bulbs are provided at the bottom of the piles. So use of the under-reamed piles are what? Under-reamed piles are widely used for different type of soil such as sandy soil, clay soil, and also for the expansive soil. So under-reamed piles are required to be taken down to the certain depth because of the following consideration. First, to avoid the desirable effect of seasonal moisture change in the expansive soil such as black cotton soil. If the soil are the black cotton tile or expansive soil, so there was a very undesirable effect because of the moisture change. So in that situation we use the under-reamed type of pile foundation. Second, when the strata is hard, so to reach the hard start where the strata is at the some depth below the ground surface, so if the pile should be rest on the hard strata, then we use in that case this type of pile foundation. Third one is to obtain adequate capacity for downward, upward and lateral loads and movement. Fourth one is to take the foundation below the school level, and they have also been found useful for factory building and machine foundation where the industrialized building are constructed. This type of foundation is very useful. Under-reamed pile are also used under situation where the vibration and noise caused during the construction of piles are to be avoided. So under-reamed piles have also been extensively used by Satapathy Designer and Consultant Private Limited for supporting the floor for large halls, airport, etc. At ground and plinth level where there is a huge earth filling. If the earth filling is not done in the provisional way in the layer of 20 cm thick with compaction of the optimum moisture content, it is likely to be settled. So hence, to take care of the same, the grade slab was provided the series of underrimmed pile spacely to each other at 3 meter center to center. And here the grab slab is designed as a flat slab or supported on underrimmed pile, where the pile cap act as a pedestal of the column as in the flat slab, and here no beams are provided for saving the cost. This has also worked and performing very well since years. So this has been done at the terminal building for different conditions and airports along the country. So there are some details about the underrimmed piles. So according to Indian Standard Code 1980, underrimmed piles are generally designed in such a way that they can support the load from the structure and transmit the load to the soil without causing any soil failure. So there are some consideration from the 1918 Indian Code. This is IS 2911 1980 Part 3. In deep deposit of expensive soil, the minimum length of the pile, irrespective of any consideration, shall be taken as 3.5 meter below the ground level. So the depth should be 3.5 meter below the ground level. And if the expensive soil deposit are at the shallow depth and overlying non-expensive soil strata or hard strata, then the pile of smaller length can also be provided. And the diameter of underrimmed pile vary from 20 to 50 centimeter. A minimum length of the underrimmed pile is 3.5 meter. The diameter of underrimmed piles may be vary from 2 to 3 times to the diameter of pile, depending upon the feasibility of construction and design requirement. To center spacing of underrimmed piles should not be less than 2 times of the diameter of pile, and the vertical spacing between two bulbs vary from 1.25 to 1.50 times the diameter of the bulb. And the load carrying capacity of underrimmed pile can be increased by making more bulb at the base, and the ultimate bearing capacity of underrimmed pile can be calculated from soil property. If the soil property are not available directly from laboratory and field test, they may be directly obtained from the in situ penetration test. So advantage of the underrimmed pile, the advantages are this: it decreases the vertical settlement and also differential settlement. It is used when the soil tends to swell and shrink due to moisture variation or expansive in nature. And provision of underrims or bulb has the advantage of increasing the bearing and uplift capacity. When the number of the bulbs are increased from 1 to 2, the load carrying capacity of underrimmed piles is increased, and the provision of the bulb is a special advantage in underrimmed pile to resist uplift, and they can be used as anchor. The cost advantage of the underrimmed pile are due to reduced pile shaft diameter, resulting in less concrete and needed to replace the excavated material. The disadvantage of the underrimmed piles are at a depth where the nature of the soil vary with a climatic condition. Underrimmed piles are not suitable for waterlogged soil as they take load by friction. This pile needs strictly quality control and regulator supervision during the construction. So this is also the disadvantage, because this need a regular supervision. Most of the time underrimmed pile are driven manually with hand operated machine. So hence the maintaining the plumb of the pile is very essential, because if they are not in plumb, whole load is transfer mechanism would be changed. So see, here are some disadvantage of the underrimmed pile foundation.